And I think that's what they want to do. Unfortunately, I don't know if they have a Warlock main here, because the Guardians team up is definitely going to be... Oh, it's at locked in, possibly, on the side of AT. But folks, this is potentially the match of the night, or the match that we are looking forward to. And also a big shout out to Visca Bow Wow, Jokes for Days. Shout out to each and every one of you in chat. Thank you so much for, you know what, patiently waiting for this next matchup to come up. I see Giselle, I see Moist Shoulders in chat, Jokes for Days. Shout out to each and every one of you. Let's get things started, Dan.
Yeah, we might have to wait just a little bit longer. I think I did notice during that picks and bans there was a player. There was a player that had disconnected. We'll see if they'll be able to relog in time. But for now, we are waiting.
We gotta do more of the yapper.
We got more yapping to do. We got that. We got that. That's all we do.
That for days, bro.
That's what we do best.
Yap maxing.
Yap maxing. But yeah. I know people are in chat are pointing out the approach that AlenTiar are doing. If you did miss that out, or you're just tuning in, they were able to ban out those dive-heavy vanguards, which I believe looks like we are going to head into a brief break. Hello, everyone. We are going.
Back to the
we're on hold.
Min-maxing as
we're on hold.
LJ,
as there is
LJ
a bit of there is a bit of a technical difficulty coming in on the side of the players, so we will wait for that to be resolved. But for now, again, AlenTiar, great approach, banning out those dive vanguards.
Yeah, I think it was very apparent that they know what XOXO is gonna do, and the dive vanguards are, like you said, are the ones to initiate, and the dive duelists are the ones to kind of put the cherry on top for them to be able to put the finishing touches. So XOXO, hopefully they'll be able to draft a composition based on the picks and bans that can benefit their style. We do know that Sungjuk Woo was hovering over the Mantis. Usually goes for the strategist when he can't get his way when it comes to the Spider-Man being available. So not sure if they're going to go with that. So super excited also to be talking to you guys, chat. How's everyone doing? What's going on? Thank you so much for Sir Sloptimus and GG Sepax. Both these teams are from Thailand. So if any of y'all are from Thailand, you got to support these two teams because they want to show up and show out that the Thai region is there to represent for Marvel Rivals Asia.
Yeah, and I did talk about AlenTiar's draft as well, but you do need to look at XOXO01's approach as well. They went that other approach of doubling down on their own dive composition ideology, their bread and butter, their main go-to. They ban away 3 strategists. I believe it was Luna Snow. It was also the Loki, which does provide a lot of difficulty for XOXO01, especially with the regenerative field.
Yeah, so thanks to it's the Shadow Knight. So they XOXO saves Magneto and Luna, bans out Emma, Captain America, Venom, Wolverine. AT saves Emma, Wolverine, while they ban Magneto. Oh, sorry, they get banned. Oh
wow, we're already underway. Just like that.
We're gonna stop the Jesus.
We gotta stop the yapping. But
XOXO seems like they have the point on lock here, and it seems like they actually bring out Ace with the Ultron, and we continue on here. They're not going dive at all. They're going poke.
Yeah, they're going heavily different from what we've seen. It did seem like AlenTiar's approach was a bit too much for XOXO to handle, as AlenTiar, they do have their own approach using the Guardians synergy. As the Star-Lord also going to be used, Rage of Ultron going to be popped away, so will the Omega Hurricane. There is not many counterplays coming in from AlenTiar right now, apart from the Soul Resurgence from Sui, which is going to pay dividends. They will be able to essentially weather the storm.
Survive. Yeah, literally and figuratively. And now it's their turn for the Eternal Bond to just keep them on point here and try for them to win this next team fight. They did just trade off 1 resource, so let's see if XOXO is going to back away and try to gain back this team fight. But Ultron is still staying in the pocket here, while Nid goes for the Galactic Legend to try to go for pickoff, but Redster is ready with the Fate of Both Worlds and the Resurrect here just to keep everyone at bay. We're still going for this team fight while XOXO has gone past the 50% mark.
Yeah, they go past the 50% mark. They will go beyond as they are able to wipe out AlenTiar. As of right now, it does seem like there is only one good push, but they're going to stagger Sui. That is bad news for AlenTiar.
Yeah. That's huge. Hey, they don't want to dive, but it seems like XOXO could play the far range poke game, and now this might be the final clash of teams here before they call for this game win. Can they even touch point? Yo, Captain America's got to touch point before he reaches the 99% mark, and able to get it. But we do see the Rage of Voltron as well as a Mega Hurricane. Let's see if they're going to take anyone out. We're going to see the Mantis sleep right on time for Maxkin to stay alive. It seems like the Luna is still busy, able to actually get the freeze onto Maxkin, and now they're dwindling one by one, Dan.
Yeah, AlenTiar, they just crumble at the feet of XOXO01. They get to the site, but the harder part is actually winning the fight. And they aren't able to close it out. And round 1 will be a complete shutout in favor of XOXO01.
AT wasn't even able to capture that point. I mean, we started all gas, no brakes because we started the round in the middle of the team fight. However, XOXO playing this composition very well, courtesy of AlenTiar and Ace getting their ultimates at the same time. Rez are able to keep everyone alive. Same with Songjok Woo. Like, who said he could only play dives? His Mantis is one to behold, and they're not even running the Guardians team up.
Yeah, and now we go to the next map. It's going to be the waterfall version of this T'Challa domination sequence, and in this kind of map, there's a lot of verticality, a lot of terrain that is drastic, that can change drastically. You can cut off the main stairs in the middle of the map. You also can create these little pathways to get high ground advantage. But most importantly, both of these teams will find each other first as they move into that site. And now the question is, do they hold their ground? Do they try to get that extra damage down? Or do they move forward into the site?
Yeah, so we talked about it time and time again. This Mag Strange combo has been paying a lot of dividends. They both have their ultimates. No one has touch point just yet. They're fighting in this tunnel-like area in the waterfalls map. And look at that, Maxkin and actually Midstar getting taken out of the team fight. So as well as Sui. So there's just so much being gained from XOXO in the first team clash. And the mission area is finally open for XOXO to claim.
Yeah, and this momentum is not stopping for XOXO01. Everyone just able to get those picks, get those duels down, as AT need to regroup quickly, or else they may be at risk of getting shut out again.
Yeah, and Maxkin changing to Groot is good, but they're only so much on the ground. You still have Storm and Ultron and the sky just pumping up so much damage. So now Nin slowly but surely trying to go in here with a team up of Iron Man. So let's see. Tries to go for the
oh my gosh, he's going for the aggressive Rage of Ultron, but it's gonna be all for naught. Zaltnik tried to go for an aggressive play, but it does not prove valuable. Ninium trying to do his best to keep his team alive with the Iron Man team up, but it's not going to be enough. XOXO01, they're just steam rolling through AT.
Yeah, XOXO not making it a close team fight for AT. And the thing is, they don't even have a Doctor Strange to kind of portal in. They got to walk back in, but 50% easily going to be gained on the side of XOXO. And chat, you are right. This is just a poke battle, a far-range poke battle between the two, and XOXO is winning these exchanges.
Yep, already at 60% as the ultimates. Again, that domino effect proving to be valuable here as both teams are going to pop their strategist ultimates.
Okay.
But there's the first domino that might fall in favor of AlenTiar. Will we see a resistance from this team as Zaltnik forced to reposition because of the Omega Hurricane? Needs to run for the hills for the time being. AlenTiar will find the trade. We'll find that pick. But for now, Zaltnik trying to do his best to laser his team to victory. But AlenTiar's not going to do a whole lot as we are trying to find ways to get back onto this broadcast. But for now, things are not looking good for XOXO01.
I can see it, but just based on the action here, the 99% mark is moving, so this is quite unfortunate. They're able to not touch point. So apologies, folks, for the technical difficulties. A bit of a spoilers. Yeah, we're back, but unfortunately, they were not able to touch point. Zaltnik holding on to the Iron Man ultimate for the longest time. Wasn't able to use it. So apologies for that, chat.
Yeah, but in the end, somehow, either way.
W's for XOXO. And you know what? It's crazy how we were saying, yo, they're really into dive. And you, okay, all right, AT's like, let's see you outside of the dive composition. Turns out it's it's a matter of
doesn't
okay,
matter.
don't you? It doesn't matter, or it's like be careful what you wish for, because all right, I'm not gonna go dive. You're gonna force me into this poke battle, and look at the final hits. Look at the damage that they were able to deal. It turns out XOXO is really good when it comes to flyer meta as well.
Yeah, and that is a good thing to know for XOXO01. We've seen them use the dive composition a lot more than they have using a more traditional style of play. And XOXO01, at least in this map number 1, were able to prove that, yeah, they can still adapt.
To go with the Spider-Man, they are allowed to go for the cap just in case. But it's gonna be I mean, at the start, I mean, they are defending, so I don't know if dive is gonna be one thing that they're gonna look for. So, folks, it's gonna be XOXO in the lead for this next matchup. AT need to hold on to their hold on here just for them to hold on to their tournament lives. However, XOXO, if they're able to cancel it out and be able to get the victory here, it's another 2-0 for the day.
Yeah, another 2-0 for the day, and it's been the same as we reach that halfway point of the group stage here in the Asia region of Marvel Rivals Ignite Stage 1. Will we see a 2-0? Will we have a map 3 for once? We'll figure that out right here, right now, as the final seconds die down. AlenTiar on the offensive as XOXO01. How will they approach defending this turn number 1?
I think this is good that they're still sticking to the Magneto and Strange combo, while the Groot and the Emma Frost is all right, but they got to cover some ground.
Whoa.
So the Farok Poke battle is doing really well. Some people are getting quite low, but we're still staying alive here with all the sustain from all the strategists. But it seems like we're going to choke here and a bit of displacement on the side of the Doctor Strange.
Yeah, this soul bond coming in from Ace is proving to be very valuable in this tight choke point. Everyone getting their damage taken, distributed among everyone. It just makes everyone naturally tankier. And XOXO01, they use that to their advantage as we do find the first ultimate to be used as the Rage of Ultron from Ninium. Going to be popped. Omega Hurricane available as well, but there are ways to counter this Omega Hurricane for the time being.
Wow, you gotta love how AT had the discipline. All right, we popped the ult. We're still not winning this team fight. Let's back away since we're closer to spawn and not stagger. So this allows a ground to be covered. Omega Hurricane does get popped. Everyone is clumped together, and this does force out the invisible boundary on the Zoltnik side. So they're still holding on to 3 of those ult. They still have the Karmic Rebirth just in case. So Silence also has the Meteor M just in case. They're still having so much sustain. No eliminations on the board just yet. We do get a little bit of silence here on the side of Seitha here with the Eye of Agamotto, but they stay all alive, damn.
Yeah, Zeta actually kept floating while using the Eye of Agamotto. Usually you see Strange just fall down as they get the ultimates down, but it doesn't seem like he wanted to go for that. He wanted to use it to just get the stun, the guaranteed stun on any of the flying characters, but Ninium now going to rain hell on XOXO01 as the Karmic Rebirth. They find the location, but can they get value out of it? We'll see about it as Sungjung Woo is able to get Soul Resurgence down. Great wall coming in to buy a bit of time, but for now, XOXO01, they're holding and they're gonna stay in control.
Absolute cinema with that Karmic Rebirth, because it looked like they were able to be on top of the ultimates, but the Karmic Rebirth able to put everyone back in the team fight. Sungjung Woo putting the finishing touches, eliminating Maxkin, and now we're back to square one for the attackers, and now putting more pressure here with the Omega Hurricane forcing out the invisible boundary. This actually allows them to farm another ultimate, and Alonefield's taking out Midstar in the process, but we still stay alive though.
Yeah,
because of the BRB.
Yeah, Midstar gets resurrected thanks to the BRB, but for now, XOXO01, they're just holding their ground. They're holding for the time being. Ninium adjusts to the Wolverine as Midstar able to get a pick onto one of the strategists of XOXO01 as the rest of the team are going to use that momentum to keep going further. AlenTiar, they need to keep going if they want to stay alive in this best of 3 series, and they will do so by securing that first point. And they need to keep that going.
Oh, wow. Ace is going to try to force out, but we do see the strange here. The portal, though, was a little mistimed there because they already unlocked that checkpoint. So he doesn't choose to use the portal, but that will still be on cooldown. You got to love the adjustments on AT side. Going with a rocket just so Midstar could go back into that team fight. And Ninyam able to go for the Wolverine just to go up against the two Vanguard shield combo.
Yeah, for now, AlenTiar will keep that momentum going. Strangling Prison available. That might be the big ultimate being used. That might be combined with Midstar, but it doesn't even matter. Because on the side of AlenTiar, they get the Wombo combo down, but the Karmic Revival is there. So will the Soul Resurgence to get everyone up and ready to go. But when you see it in the end, Max Ken's Strangling Prison just wasn't much valuable other than getting those ultimates down. And XOXO01, they will use that Karmic Revival to their advantage, and they will push away AlenTiar from the point. But AlenTiar, they have time to reset.
That was an amazing use of the Fate of Both Worlds, because when the Psionic Seduction happened, they still had enough left in the tank. And coming into this next team fight, it's a lot of offense on the board. AlenFils could start the charge and force out the invisible boundary of Zoltnik if he can choose to. As Ace, you know what? Another well-used Karmic Rebirth, but now it is the Eye of Agamotto. Out the invisible boundary and takes out the invisible one as well as Sui, so they don't have any sustain. Any more strategies are off the table. So can they get more and stagger AT? It seems like they're doing just that.
Oh my gosh, Zeta with a huge ultimate with the Eye of Agamotto, taking out both of the strategists on AlenTiar, and that's gonna stunt the push for a little bit longer. But look on the side of AlenTiar though. Look at the ultimates available. Max Ken with the Strangling Prison. Midstar still has the Goddess of Death. It hasn't been used at all just yet. But XOXO01, they have their ways of countering it. Sungjok Woo has the Soul Resurgence. Silence with the Meteor. And now AlenFils wants to force something out of AlenTiar. But will they budge? Will they bite? Or will they just fall down like flies? As 1 minute is left, AlenFils going to get tripped up. Will get taken out, but now
Karmic Rebirth.
The Karmic
Once
Rebirth
again, able to actually scale down the cooldown times. AlenFils is unfortunately unable to get revived, but everyone else is still all good. So final seconds on the clock. They still have the Soul Resurgence. Silence still has a way of countering any of attempts of mids or any attempts of I would say damage coming in with the Meteor M. But we do see that the shield. And now AlenFils going for the Star-Lord just to be able to add more damage. Strangling Prison to try and keep everyone at bay, but no one falls yet on XOXO's side. But no, it's Ace though. And now the Rebirth, but they're the Guardians team up. They're totally fine. The Silence on the side and also the displacement on the Wolverine.
Yes, so much resources being used to keep this push alive. AlenTiar doing their best. Sui getting that high ground, but the Eye of Agamotto from Zeta lands onto 5, and everyone on XOXO sees the opportunity. They will defend, and AlenTiar come out with all but 1 point.
Can I just say, shout outs to Moist Shoulders. This Adam is goated.
Oh
the way that Ace was able, I don't think there was a Karmic Rebirth that was not. It was all maximized. This is Karmic Rebirth maxing. The way he was able to just save everyone, and the switch up now. AlenFils going. I believe he was the Storm. He's now going to the Star-Lord because they are going to get that push going on. I don't know if they're going to still stick with this, but XOXO showing, signs of life, and for them to be able to stop AlenTiar in their tracks, really showing everyone that they came here to play and they want to be able to dominate this group stage.
Yeah, but Ace getting valuable Karmic Revivals is one thing, but the timing of it is just absolutely perfect. Sungjok Woo needed to get revived in time, used the Soul Resurgence to keep everyone healthy enough, despite AlenTiar discovering where that Karmic Revival is located and trying to shut it down as soon as possible. But Sungjok Woo is the second piece of this puzzle for XOXO01, in which they were able to get that hold down. So there is credit on both of these strategists as we do move on, as AlenTiar need to defend with their life.
Yeah, so let's see if we're going to see any more ultimates from Adam Warlock. Dalelele in the chat. Absolute cinema Warlock here. But there are going to still... Okay, so AlenTiar is still going to stick with the kidnap of Wolverine here, just for a little bit of displacement. This push needs to stop. We're gonna see the Star-Lord just escape in time. I don't think
Oh
he
my
knew
God, the
that he was
timing is
able to escape death there.
crazy.
Yeah.
Turn 1, though, going to be taken over by XOXO01. Oh, another great position, but looks like AlenTiar do opt for the high ground advantage, and it does pay dividends here as Midstar will be the one to draw first blood here, as the rest of XOXO01 need to just play it safe, wait for their fallen teammate to come back to the fight.
True. And you gotta love the Karmic Revive. I mean, sorry, the Guardians team up just to keep so much sustain onto the team. E and the bubble as well, just to add more damage here. 1v1 with the Hella, but the Wolverine is gonna make it a handicap match with a 2v1. We're gonna get a Lone Souls up top here. Oh, you're right. But the BRB able to bring him back. Galactic Legend to add more damage here. They have to go for the invisible boundary, but we do take a Midstar out of the equation.
Midstar goes down for real this time as AlenTiar, they are on the defensive side, so if any of them fall, it's gonna be devastating. It's going to be difficult for them to get back into the fight, as now they're going to be down one person for the next 5 or 10 seconds as the Lone Fills will take full advantage.
Oh my God, a Lone Fills wreaking havoc here, taking out the group, taking out the strategist, and it's now it's going to be a march towards this first checkpoint. And just like that, with so much time left on the clock, XOXO have dominated the first point here in Yggdrasil.
Yeah, now all XOXO need to do is push this point to about halfway towards that second one. What do AlenTiar do? What can they do? What is their approach? Look at the ultimates available for AlenTiar. They got nothing.
That's terrifying. That's
XOXO,
terrifying.
Yeah, and XOXO01, half of their members have their ultimates, and some of them are close to getting their own.
I know. I'm looking at Lone Fills right now because he is out for blood. He's going to go with the bubble E again, but is silenced to get kidnapped, but he does take out Cartier's. He's going to get the push away from the Wolverine. We're going to have so much to stand with the team fight, but we have the fate of both worlds to keep him alive from the last stand. Lone Fills holding on to that Galactic Legend. Final push here, and we do see Eye of Agamotto well placed here. We're going to see Midstar going for the Goddess of Death, but it's totally fine because everyone still sustained Ace with the Karmic Rebirth to keep everyone alive and no one touches point, Dad. XOXO, take it 2-1.
That was probably one of the more shocking ends right there. AlenTiar, they lose track of the site. They lose track of how far that convoy has moved onto that halfway point. And because of that slip up, XOXO01 will take an easy 2-0.
Yeah, and just like that, just when we thought that the XOXO is kind of known for those dive comps, they really showed levels to their game, showing us the Guardians composition in this second game. The first game showing that they can go flyers and heavy poke meta. And I think one thing we do have to highlight is Setha and Silent. They led the charge with the double Vanguard shield